Good evening. Welcome everyone to tonight's wrestling contest. We got the Lewiston Bengals versus the Sandpoint Bulldogs. Right now we got the JV and later the girls matches going. I'm Wyatt Laney.
And I'm Gunnar Whitlock.
And we're going to get to it. So, fortunately we did miss the first match. That was Brock Fairley versus Jason Simmons at 120.
I believe that match went to the Sandpoint kid.
Yes, by pin. So hopefully now Hunter Brown now can go and get one against Elijah Kanelka. So we'll see what happens here as, to the edge. Aggressive hand fight here.
Yeah, he's coming out hot this first round.
Yeah, both kids, looking to score. We like that. Hard snaps from Brown here. Here at Lewiston, we like to teach a lot of the, maybe the Iowa style of wrestling where, high-paced, heavy hands, hard snaps, and tire your opponent out. So we'll see what Brown can do here.
Shot attempt failed there.
His wrestler is wrestling at 132 pounds. And we'll see where it goes.
It's got a leg there.
Arm drag to a high crotch. Brown goes and got a re-attack from Kanelka. Brown has a cradle locked up, looking to get swipes.
Doesn't get him.
Secures the takedown. And now looking to turn him over and get that pin. Brings him back.
Got the cradle.
Almost gets swipes. We'll see. Maybe he lets go of the cradle, or is he going to try to run it? And he'll let go. And goes for a lift. Out on the edge. And action stops. Looks like Brown called for the crossface. A little too aggressive there. What are your thoughts on that, Gunnar?
I was going to say something before that break. I did think that crossface was a little hard.
Yeah, so, the rule with most crossfaces is you really can't, reach up super high and go for it. Brown goes for the return, drops to a leg, trying to ride out here. Gets back behind and down to the leg again, and time expires. So that's good there for Brown. Knew how much time was left and knew he couldn't give up the escape. Smart wrestling there. Choice goes to Sandpoint and defers to Brown, who will choose bottom.
See if he can get an escape here.
Kanelka going right to that ankle ride and climbs up the body again. Good breakdown. Brown making sure to try to keep those wrists away. Kanelka, same return, hunting for wrists.
Goes for a half. Brown peels it.
Brown here staying a little stingy as they go out. So good break for Brown. Get a little bit of a reset, and we'll see now that he has a little bit of feel for what Kanelka likes to do on top.
Up on his feet. He gets out. Gets the escape.
And right back to it. Heavy hands.
Brown looks a little fatigued going into this second round here.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see, how will conditioning affect both wrestlers. Shot attempt to a reshot. Brown, a little bit of a scramble here. fighting to that other leg, and he'll lock up another cradle. Rolls him back a little bit, close to swipes. But
still got that
Kanelka,
leg.
yeah, still has the leg.
Gets a takedown.
Brown still with that cradle locked up, rips it back. What Brown needs to do is go adjust himself to that other hip and just take him back. You know, unfortunately, you just can't muscle the other wrestler in that position. Time stops so that Kanelka can go and get the headgear back on. So, I mean, I don't know what you think, but, you know, maybe just a little bit of a technical thing with those cradles where, you know, has to make sure he goes hip to hip and run it correctly.
Yeah, he doesn't want to flip over, maybe potentially get put on his back.
Yeah.
Just kind of sending those cradles is a little dangerous.
Yeah. Not that you'd know from experience or anything, but we do know that if you do have a cradle locked up and you are a little too aggressive with it, you can get flipped to your back. So that headgear comes off again right as time expires. So Brown here with a 7-2 lead.
Sandpoint's choice. Let's see what he's...
Kind of try to figure out the headgear a little bit. And we'll switch out the headgear here.
Teammate gives him a headgear.
Looks
a good
little teammate
small.
there. Headgear is still headgear. Is indeed required to wrestle. Or else you're going to get cauliflower ear, which isn't always a bad alternative. Makes you look tough.
Sucks. Yeah. It hurts really bad.
It does hurt. Gunnar and I can speak from experience. We both have cauliflower ear because that's what all the tough wrestlers have.
Fun fact, when I got my cauliflower ear drained, I actually passed out.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty insane, actually.
It just hurt a lot?
Yeah. It actually did hurt pretty bad.
So that's the trade-off, is you definitely look like a tough wrestler, but is it worth the pain? Brown here going to return and gets reverse. Now Kanelka with the cradle locked up.
Can he fight it?
Brown trying to fight out. And flip to his back, but he rolls out. Good awareness from him. Knew he had to get out.
Too near fall from that cradle there.
That'll bring the score to 7-6. So
he's gonna need some. He needs to get a few more near fall here.
Right now, strategy for Kanelka is he can either look for a turn. Does he feel confident that he can do that? Keep in mind, Brown chose bottom in the second period, so, and Kanelka did not get any near fall. So I mean, the strategy here is he confident that he can get to that cradle or some other near fall move, or is he gonna just cut him and try to get three?
That's what I would do if I was in his situation here.
Go
down
out
by one. Yeah, with a minute, almost 20 left.
Yeah. Kind of just depends on where he feels confident. I mean, keep in mind, the only two takedowns from this match have been from Brown. So Kanelka looks like he just wants to ride him out, try to get a turn.
It's a locking hands there, it looks like.
That'll make things a little more difficult. So Brown will pick up another point from that. Brings the score 8-3 with a minute left, and now Sandpoint coaches got to be wondering where they feel their kid is confident at.
At this point in the match, I think it'd be smartest to just try and cut him.
Yeah, see where
bring
they
this
have
match into overtime.
See where they have their best chance at. As Kanelka goes, gets the lock from behind. Has to return, and Brown gets out. So 40 seconds left. Kanelka deep in on a shot. Can he run his feet? Brown does a good job stuffing, but he gets him. Kanelka has him down to the hip. Brown does a good job. Stingy fights out. Kanelka needs to go. Goes for that shot again. Has a single up and out of bounds.
Pretty close there for a second. It looked like he almost had that takedown.
And he was deep in, but
Brown's defense stays
good
strong.
defense there. Made sure to stuff the head. And both wrestlers.
Tough tie. Goes in for another
Kanelka knows
shot.
he has to go. Both wrestlers looking pretty fatigued, but just goes down to who wants it more now. Kanelka gets a stalling call. 9 seconds left. Knows he needs the takedown. And Kanelka going in. 3 seconds left. Has to go for something and can't get it. So Hunter Brown at 132 pounds will pick up the win.
Good win for him. That was
that's a good match.
Fun match to watch.
Yeah, we like those close ones. Next match here we have for the Bengals, Cameron Lamphere wrestling Daniel Borisov at 144 pounds. So we'll see how this one goes.
Big club.
Yep. Lamphere heavy on those hands, big snaps.
Goes for
a shot. Re-attack from Borisov. Front headlock position for Lamphere. Looks for something. And another re-attack. Gets up, has that high crotch.
Can he score?
Yeah. Can't find a way to score out of that, out of bounds, and both wrestlers get to reset a little bit. So we have Lamphere, kind of likes to wrestle from the outside a little bit more, kind of outside and then engage. Borisov looks like he likes to have a little bit more pace in his wrestling, so he has that headlock now. And if you're trying to keep that right arm deep, prevent the go behind. Borisov steps behind that back leg, and they're back to their feet. Borisov still trying to put that pace on him, though.
It's a fireman's.
Good shot there from Lamphere.
Puts both boots in.
Both boots, looking for a power half.
He's going to really need to crank it if he wants that near fall there.
Needs to crank it and watch where his hips are. She is. Lamphere starting to get swipes. Gets two. And starting to get more. Needs to push that head away.
Going for the pin.
Goes around, just needs to run that half, lifts the head,
for the pin,
and gets the fall. Good smart match, good fireman's, good turn. Not much the Lewiston coaches can complain about from that match.
Maybe the Sandpoint coaches.
Yeah, well, there's always something to learn, so. And that's the good thing about JV is, it's just learning time. None of the matches matter too much necessarily. We got our next match of the night, Junior Moody for the Bengals wrestling Lucas Johansson at 165 pounds. Moody, the freshman for the Bengals, deep in on a big lift.
Double. Straight
goes
to the
right
half.
to the half. Good chain wrestling from Moody. Lifts the leg.
Straight to his back. Gets swipes.
Swipes, looking for the fall.
Doesn't get it. Gets a 4
Johansson
count,
fights off his back pretty well, and Moody with the big pace and big lifts. Moody, one of those kids that, once he's going, he's going. He does not wrestle slow, that's for sure. And looking for the fall again, gets more swipes, and
he's going to really need to just run that half. There you go.
Runs the half again and gets the fall.
That's back-to-back pins for Lewiston there. Both quick, too. First round, right?
Yeah, that would be.
So I believe Landon Lynch up next against...
Landon Lynch versus Bryson Tucker at 175 pounds. Take this time to recognize Landon, one of the seniors being recognized tonight for senior night.
Yeah, he this season he's had a pretty good season. being a senior.
Has, gotten opportunities to wrestle both in the JV and varsity lineups, and excited to see what he can do here tonight.
Great times to show him new levels of wrestling.
For
see
sure.
what's out there.
Lynch with that heavy right hand. Good shot. Runs the single, gets the far leg, and
gets the takedown.
Takedown. Has that wrist. Looking for a tilt.
And he gets
and pulls it back. Gets a couple swipes. Oh, nope, only got one. Lynch always looking for that roll through tilt there. Something that he tries to perfect during practice.
Landon's a very simple wrestler, but I noticed that a lot of the stuff he does, it can work.
Goes for that tilt again, but Tucker rolling through. And Lynch needs to make sure that he posts out and catches. There's a technique to stop him from rolling through, so we'll see if Lynch can fix things up mid-match, or maybe he'll go to a different turn as he tries to ride out with 45 seconds left in the round. Tucker up to his feet and gets one.
Escape.
So Lynch here, we'll see if he tries to get another takedown. Tucker trying to work some fakes. Lynch, a little bit of a fake to that left leg. Has an underhook left side. Lynch trying to jack up double underhooks. Tries to get to that left leg, can't get it. Has that left side underhook deep. 3 seconds left. And that'll be the end of the first. So far good from Lynch. That first takedown almost picture perfect with how he finished it.
Almost got a few swipes there. Yeah, that was almost a perfect round there for Lynch.
Almost. And that's the important thing is, instead of trying to win the match, just go and try to win one round at a time when these matches are going to be close. And Lynch was able to go and do that. Tucker right up to his feet. Lynch looking to maybe throw in a boot, gets a return. Goes and gets that wrist control again, looking to hit that tilt. We'll see if he can get it. Tucker doing a pretty good job fighting hands. Lynch gets him down to a hip.
Got that wrist again. See if he can capitalize on the tilt here.
Lynch just needs to make sure that he's smart with his hips as he goes for a claw. Yep. And reaching for wrist, Lynch can just go and get the right out here. That's big because,
it'll be his choice next, right?
It will be. So Lynch now, we'll see what he's trying to work out on the edge of the mat. Needs to be smart, either stay in or, is he confident as they go out. So we'll see how confident Lynch is as he jogs back.
Landon doesn't look tired at all.
Not tired at all.
Yeah.
That's a kid who, he takes his conditioning seriously during practice, and in matches like this, it shows.
Sure does.
Lynch chopping that left arm. Tries to get that wrist control, still looking for the tilt. Goes to a spiral ride. Tucker catching that right hand coming up. Lynch will need to return here or
goes for a big lift.
Tucker reaching down for that right leg, and Lynch gets him back down. Lynch goes to that ball and chain roll through tilt. Gets two swipes, but needs to fix his hips.
Make sure he doesn't.
Does a good job of that. And finishes through, so he gets his 2 swipes, and
now he's leading 5-1.
Goes has the cradle locked up. Gets the turn, getting swipes here. See if he can pick up a pin at the end of the round. 5 seconds left. And looking for it, and gets it with 1 second left.
So big win for Landon on his senior night.
That'll be one that he remembers.
I sure will be.
Smart wrestling there from Lynch. And next up we have Bradley Waits, the junior from LHS, going against Liam Clark from Sandpoint.
Bradley's always an exciting wrestler to watch. He's always coming out very physical, as you'll see here shortly.
Yeah, I mean, maybe doesn't have the best gas tank, but he gets after kids.
Sure does.
Bradley also a little bit of an unorthodox kid. Goes for a head and arm, gets the takedown there. Another turn, you'll see, Bradley, he goes and he goes and he goes. Tough, physical, hard cuts
him
at the edge, and he's ready to wrestle.
Back to the center.
One of the unorthodox things that Bradley does is, he only wants that wrist control, especially, the opponent's left arm, and he goes for a ton of wrist snaps, which you don't really see a lot.
Yeah, no, you don't.
Heavy on the hand, has funky stuff that he does with the wrists, pretty exciting to see. As you see him fight for that wrist control. Likes to get those 2-on-1s, and then, when the other kid least expects it, he does something weird, but it works. As he goes, and you see him there.
To front headlock.
Front headlock, big snap.
Goes for a leg.
Nice to circle.
Tries to bring him.
And see stuff like that, tries to roll him through. Unfortunately,
Sandpoint got a takedown.
Gives up that, but they're neutral now.
Tied up 4-4, 40 seconds left.
A lot of unorthodox stuff there, but it's exciting to see. It's good for the sport of wrestling too. And a big arm spin from Waits. He was down. And Waits now looking for a near side cradle, and lifts to a Navy ride with a half. Waits looking for another near side cradle. Has it locked up. We'll see if he can capitalize on it. 5 seconds left in the match, though. Waits wanted to ride him out there, but he couldn't. Gives up the escape, and we got a 7-5 match. And Clark able to get that escape at the end. That's big. But like we said, always exciting to watch Waits because, he does things like that arm spin. He does big moves. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch wrestlers do really exciting things. Really brings,
excitement to the sport. Yeah, which is good. Because, we love growing wrestling, and, any chance we can, it's always great to see the sport of wrestling grow.
Watch some big things happen. I love a big lift, a big slam.
Stuff like that, that's what people like to watch.
Yeah, that is the entertainment factor of the whole.
And
Sandpoint gets a caution.
Called for a caution, a little bit of
I think he had
difficulty.
That arm below the elbow, if I'm not mistaken.
Little technical things, but you think of like WWE wrestling and stuff, everyone's thinking of the big slams and,
through the tables,
all
that stuff.
Maybe we don't have tables here at the high school level, but, the big thing is people, they like to be entertained. Reaches back for a head and arm, and Waits gets the reversal, getting swipes. And he'll be looking for and then he cuts him. Waits now looking to
13-5 here in the second.
Looks
minute
to
30.
Work a little bit more on neutral as you see him snapping at that wrist. Stuff like that where, Waits he'll catch kids. No one's expecting to get tossed to their back from that position, but
good redirect there. Missed out on the shot opportunity.
Waits goes for a foot sweep. Goes to foot sweep again. Waits
smiling
maybe
over at the team.
Having a little bit of fun here.
Needs to be careful, try and not get unfocused.
Yeah, focus is a big thing. because, you know, the fun thing about wrestling is no matter how much you're winning by,
it can
there's always a pin.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're beating someone by 13 points going for a tech. Yeah, you get flipped to your back and pinned, it's over.
Yeah, it's this season we've seen a lot of that.
Waits, big double, big lift, and he gets another takedown, winning by 10, and Waits goes to hard cut again, so it looks like he'll be looking for a technical fall, which is, you know, when you are winning by 15 points, the match just ends. Waits, another big double.
Takedown. See if he can get that. And he goes for the pin.
Goes for the pin, gets 2 swipes.
Right at the end.
That'll put him up, and now it's 22-7. Be Sandpoint's choice, but no matter what, I mean, Waits has to be feeling pretty confident here. Knows that he maybe has the upper hand in every position.
Yeah, you know, this whole match, it's been almost complete dominant side for Waits.
Waits going for an optional star, so he's just gonna cut him and
looks like he is going for the technical fall.
Exactly, just wants to work his moves and, you know, have fun, which is always important. You know, wrestling, very tough sport. You know, it takes a lot of guts to do, but if you can find a way to have fun. Waits with a big head and arm. Now he'll be looking for the fall here. Tech is already guaranteed. He just needs to lift the head and hope for a flat back. As he does,
like he
take his time to wait out.
Gotta make sure.
And gets the fall. A very entertaining match there. Waits, you know, unorthodox stuff, fun to watch.
Yeah, putting on a show for our crowd here at LHS.
Always love to see it. And with our next match, we have Phoenix Jansen, the sophomore at 190, wrestling Mason McLean. You know, it's like we were saying, you know, you compare the wrestling now and, you know, when most people who aren't as familiar with the sport think of wrestling, they probably think WWE, you know, maybe fake wrestling, controversial topic, but, you know, people, you know, they want to see the big slams. They want to see the fun matches. So when we can get that. Jansen with the snap down go behind gets his points, and he's looking for that same tilt that Lynch was going for earlier, a little bit of roll through. Tries to scoop that far leg back as he is. Doesn't get any swipes, but looks like he'll have a bar now. Arm bar. Takes it out.
Still got the wrist there.
Jansen looking pretty dominant so far in this match.
Goes for a power half.
Power half, looking to run it. Can't quite get it. McLean doing a good job basing up. And Jansen with the lift. Goes back. Trying to figure out something. And unfortunately, Gunnar and I do need to go real quick. We'll try to be back, but we are both seniors and we are doing senior night, so
you guys enjoy the
take a little bit of a break, enjoy the show. We aren't sure if we'll be back or not, but we do need to go get honored, so thank you for tuning in and enjoy the rest of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lewiston High School, and thank you for joining us for our senior night meeting. We're in the senior night festivities rolling right here. Our first senior night is a manager, Isabel Gifford. Isabel is escorted by her mom, her dad, Cindy, and Brandon Gifford. Isabel's been manager for us for 3 years, and her favorite memory was when Cole and Xander flushed a bowl of Fruit Loops down the toilet. Thank you, Isabel. Our second senior is another manager, Peyton Genoway. Peyton is escorted by her dad, stepmom, Casey and Tina Genoway, and her stepdad, Stephen Landis. Peyton has managed for us for 2 years, and her favorite memory was playing Cards Against Humanity at Raleigh. Thank you, Peyton. Our next senior is senior Jolie Slider. Jolie is a 2-time All-American at Fargo, a 2-time state finalist, and the first, 3-time, you're right, my mistake, 3-time All-American at Fargo, 2-time state finalist, and the first ever Lewiston High School Girls State Champion. Jolie wants to thank her family and coaches for putting virtual games to listen to music and pacing. Her favorite bus memory was the freestyle rap battles on the bus. And her favorite match is the next one that she wins. And her favorite motivational quote is, if you're not in first, you're last. Great job, Jolie. Senior Jace Hendrick. Jace is escorted by his mom and dad, Joanna and Wayne Hendrick, and his sisters Bree and Bailey. He wants to thank his parents and coaches. His favorite bus memory was hiding from the seniors on the bus his sophomore year. His favorite match was his 3rd place overtime match at state. And his favorite motivational quote is, quote, "We like tough wrestling." Great job, Jace. Up next is senior Wyatt Lane. Wyatt is escorted by his mom and dad, Sarah and Pat Lane, and his grandma, Terry. Wyatt wants to thank all his coaches and his training partners. His pregame match ritual includes listening to white girl music. His favorite bus memory was the bus ride coming back from River City. His favorite match, he says, will be the match that secures him a spot in the 2025 state tournament. His favorite movie is The Lap Drop. And his favorite motivational quote is, quote, "Get tough." Great job, Wyatt. Up next is senior Gunnar Whitlock. Gunnar is escorted by his dad, stepmom, Brandon and Stephanie Whitlock, his mom, Molly Whitlock, his uncle Zach, and his aunt and Doc Baby. Gunnar wants to thank his dad as he's the reason he's gotten so far in this sport. His pregame match ritual includes pacing and listening to Future for at least 30 minutes prior to his match. I'm going to change that. That's at least 45 minutes. Gunnar will know. His favorite match was junior year. His match at regionals that got him the state. His favorite wrestler is Islam Mahasha, and his favorite motivational quote is, "Who's going to carry the boats?" Congrats, Gunnar. Up next is senior Landon Lynch. Landon Lynch, Grandma Carol, brothers Brody and Jasper, and sisters Emerald and Sequoia. Landon friends and family. His pre-match ritual includes putting on his headphones and walking back and forth. His favorite memory was also the rap battles. His favorite motivational quote is, "All our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them." Congrats, Landon. Up next is senior Bryce Gunther. Bryce is escorted by his mom and dad, Heather and Brandon Gunther, Grandpa Dale, Nana Gina, Papa Doug, his brothers Tate and Shane, and his girlfriend Ava. He wants to thank his coaches Colton Manning, Colton Jones, Devin Manning, Cody Buckner, Bob Maurer, Hoyt Haas, Jake Freeman, and also big thanks to Cole Lombard, Tate Comfort, and other practice partners for helping him improve on the daily. His pre-match ritual includes listening to music until he's on deck, where he puts his headgear on and gets ready to wrestle. His favorite bus memory was not last year's River City Duels bus ride to Post Falls. His favorite match was winning the Clearwater Classic. His favorite wrestler is Austin DeSanto, and his favorite motivational quote is day 1 or 1 day. Day 2, said by Kenny Goodwins. Congrats, Bryce Cutter. And last but certainly not least, Senior King David Rhodes. King David is supported by his mom, Linda Henson, Forrest Small, Mandy Hopkins, Nana LaDonna, and sisters Clara and Atlas. He wants to thank all his coaches who have guided him here and taught him what he knows, as well as his friends and family that show up to support him. His pre-match ritual includes pacing the floor a bit and focusing. His favorite bus memory is playing Among Us on the bus rides home. His favorite match was the semifinals at the 2024 Clearwater Classic, as it helped him to see how he had no limits. His favorite motivational quote is, never back down, never what? Congrats, King David. One more time, with all seniors on the back for a group photo. Can we get all the girls on the mat for a face-off? After the girls face-off, we'll do the Varsity boys face-off, and then we'll get the action rolling for the rest of the night. First up for the girls, representing Lewiston, Brenna Reynolds at 120 going against Sienna Obama. Next up, Julie Slider, weighing 114 going against Hunter Edmondson. Next up, Cooper Buckner, weighing in at 120 going against Naya Kiwi. Weighing in at 132, Sammy Slider, representing Lewiston, going up against Rhea. The last match of the night, also weighing in at 132, Taylor Buster going against Naya Kiwi. Representing Sandpoint, Izzy Stark, going up against Lewiston's Leanna Montez. At 145, representing the Bulldogs, Tegan Newsome, going First up, we have Naya Evie going up against Cooper Bucky. On deck, Sienna Oman going against Brenna Reynolds. In the hole, Hunter Edmondson going against Jolie Slider. Next up, representing Sandpoint, Sienna Omot, going against Brenna Reynolds. On deck, Hunter Edmondson, going against Joel Slider at 114. And in the hole, we have Bea Radigan going against Sammy Slider. Next up, Hunter Edmondson going against Jolie Slider at 114. On deck, Bea Radigan going against Sammy Slider. In the hole, Izzy Stark going against Leanna Montez. Next up, Bea Radigan going against Sandy Slider. On deck, Izzy Stark going up against Leanna Montez. In the hole, Keegan Newsom going up against Cameron Lockhart. Next up, Izzy Stark, representing the Bulldogs, going up against Leanna Montez. On that, Egan Newsom, going up against Cameron Lockhart. Last but not least, Nia Evie, going up against Taylor Musser. Next up, Tegan Newsom, going up against Cameron Lockhart. On deck, Nia Evie, going up against Taylor Musser. And now, for our varsity matchups tonight, first representing Lewiston, weighing by forfeit at 215 pounds, Jacob Lewis. Weighing in at 285, representing Sandpoint, Gavin Walters. Facing up against senior King David Rowe. In the 120 division, representing Sandpoint, Zach Wood. And representing your Lewiston Bengals, the freshman, Christian Sproul. In the 126 division, representing the Bulldogs, Connor Brown. And the sophomore from Lewiston, Riley Johnson. In the 132 division, representing Sandpoint, Ashley Hawkins. And representing your Bengals, Cohen Roberts. In the 138 division, representing Sandpoint, William Gish. And from Lewiston, the senior, Jace Hendrick. In the 150 division, representing Sandpoint, John Holman. And representing Lewiston, Mason Valley. In the 144 division, representing Sandpoint, Daniel Borzov. And for Lewiston, the senior, Gunnar Whitlock. In the 157 division, representing Sandpoint, Coulter Gates. And representing Lewiston, Cedar Betzel. In the 165 division, representing Sandpoint, Jensen Sheets. And from Lewiston, Caleb Peterson.
All right, action about to start here in Lewiston, battling off the Sandpoint Bulldogs. A couple weeks ago, the Sandpoint Bulldogs took this one in a very close duel, so we have a little rematch going down here today. There was a lot more holes in Sandpoint's lineup today. We have forfeits at 106, 113, and 144. So it's going to be they're going to be off to a slow start right out of the gate, being down 18 points just off forfeits alone. But first off, we have Jacob Lewis taking the mat. And it looks like there's going to be a forfeit at 2:15 as well. So that's going to put him down 24 points into the hole before the duel even starts. So it's going to be interesting to see if they are able to come back from that or not. King David takes the mat against Gavin Walters, the 285-pound weight division. King David state qualifier last year, just took 6th at the North Idaho Rumble. Very accomplished wrestler out of Lewiston High School. Rhodes fights for the underhook. Heavy hand fighting by both guys. Walters looking for the 2-on-1 there. King David fights out of it. Little slide by attempt by Walters there. Overties by Rhodes. Shuck by attempt by Walter. Nothing successful yet. No scoring happening 45 seconds into the bout. Fake there by Walters. Both fighting for inside position. Snap down by Walters. Puts Rhodes into kind of dangerous positions with that front head draw, but he fights out of it as quick as possible. Gets himself out of danger. Slide by there by Walters. Unable to cut the corner and get behind. Shot attempt. Back out. They're back in that collar tie position. But no score on the board, 30 seconds left. Both fighting for that inside collar. Shuck by there by Walters. He's able to get to his ties and set him up very well, but he's not able to cut the corner. King David squares up super fast. There's a shot attempt. David has the front head draw position though. And that rounds out the first period. Rose is gonna have decision first. He chooses bottom. You don't really see like the heavier weights choose bottom first round as often, but King David is a more explosive 285, so him choosing bottom is a smart choice for him as he's able to get out easy and get that point. So he gets the 1 on the escape. Walters looks slide by there, cuts the corner, isn't fast enough. King David squares up, and they're back in this position they were at earlier in the bout. Just hand fighting. Snap down for Walters. King David's hands on the mat. On a knee. He's dangerous here. Swims an underhook. Back on their feet, squared up, forehead to forehead. 1 minute and 7 seconds left in the bout. King David is winning by 1 point right now. There's an overhook. Stall warning for Rhodes. And Walters looked to throw that by and take it out of bounds, but he's unable to get the takedown off of that. Back in that collar tie position. Shuck by Walters, cuts the corner, gets him down. Rhodes on bottom. Score should be 3-1 Walters at this point. Walters sinks a half, that's deep. Rhodes fights it, he's back based up. He was able to get an escape with ease at the beginning of the period. I wonder if he's fatigued now and, oh. Walters sinks that half in deep, puts King David Rhodes back into near fall criteria. The ref holds down 4 fingers, so Walters is gonna get some points here, but it's not looking like he's gonna secure the fall here with only 4 seconds left. Score is now gonna be 7-1 Walters, and Walters is gonna have choice going into the third. Walters chooses neutral, probably a wise choice for him. He was able to take King David down last period, and Rhodes hasn't shown his offense quite yet, so let's see if he gets it here in this next period. Underhook by Walters there, kind of holding position. Snap down, front head draw. King David's hands on the mat, kind of in a dangerous position, but he's fought out of it before this bout. So, snap down, go behind. Walters gets the 3 and has an armbar synced. They're gonna stop that, call it potentially dangerous. Walters must have brought his arm up above 90 degrees. No points on this, just a warning. They're gonna return him to the center. King David's gonna go on bottom, and we're gonna reset. King David is pretty good on bottom, so he was able to get his escape pretty quickly last period, so let's see if he just needed that little reset in order to get it back right now. Walters got an Iowa ride locked in on that ankle. Another stall warning for Rhodes. It's gonna be a point going up for Walters, making the score 11-1. A minute left in the third. Walters hooks up a barbed wire, catches Rhodes on his back. At least 4 near fall. He's already got the major decision locked up, and there's the pin. That puts 6 points on the board for the Bulldogs. It'll make the score look like it's only 6-6 as of right now, but the forfeits that are going to go on the board later are going to add up and kind of put the Bulldogs into the hole a little bit more. Here is the Bengals' only forfeit at 98 pounds. And then Jimmy Sams is going to take the mat for the forfeit at 106, followed by Brody Lynch taking the 113-pound forfeit. Zach Wood and Christian Sproul take the mat. Christian Sproul, only a freshman here, wrestled his first varsity match under the light against Carson Leonard a couple weeks ago in the Lakeland duel. So he's getting his experience in. Ooh, goes Gator Bacon right off the gate. Good little scramble, nobody scores. Zach Wood gets hooks on the tricep there. Double attempt by Wood. Straight to Sproul's back. No near fall though. Sproul fights to his stomach. Wood digs the arm out, has a bar locked up. As they head out of bounds. They're gonna reset. Sproul on bottom. Wood quick to get that bar back in. Sproul bellied out in a little bit of a dangerous position here. Fights out of it, back to his base. Knee slides. Tough ride though by Zach Wood. Zach Wood gets that bar back in. He's running it this time. But Sproul still fights and bellies out. Very flexible shoulders, isn't going over that with that bar. Well, right as I say that, Zach Wood sinks it in deep and puts Sproul in a dangerous position here. He's on his back. He's going to get at least 4 near fall. He has to let go of the hold, though. They will only award the points once there's a new hold. So as long as Wood keeps that arm in, it'll only be 4 points. But if he pulls it out and then goes into something else, then he'll end up getting near fall for whatever his next move is. He goes around the back tilt. Isn't going to get any additional near fall for that because he kept the bar in. So the score is only going to be 7-0 going into the second. Sproul gets first choice. He defers. Wood chooses top. Probably a smart choice for Wood. He was able to turn him pretty well in the last period. But we'll see what Sproul does here on bottom in the second. Got that 2-on-1 cross wrist hold. As Sproul fights the grip, Zach Wood lets go and tries to go for an armbar again, but misses it. Looks like he's locking one in right now, or at least looking for it. There it is. He goes bull rider position into the armbar. Armbar half. Now he has the wrist as he's running it. He's putting Sproul back into danger here. But as long as that shoulder blade doesn't go down, it's not going to be a fall. Wood pushing the head away, trying to get the pin secured. Sproul still fighting though. He manages to get over. 4 more near fall goes on the board for Wood, making the score 11-0. And he gets that, nope. He was working to get that bar back in, misses it just a little bit, but looks like he readjusted and went for it again. And if he doesn't get the fall here, it'll put him ahead by 15 points, so he will get the tech. But there's the fall, putting 6 more team points up on the board for Sandpoint. That should make the score 18-18. It appears that maybe some of Lewiston's forfeit points were put on the board. I think they have it mixed up at the score table. All right, Riley Johnson taking the mat against Connor Brown of Sandpoint. This is Riley Johnson's first year on the varsity lineup for the Bengals. He has had some experience so far, but kind of got thrown in there late after Jace Hendren bumped up to 132. Riley looking for inside ties. Heavy hand fight by both guys. Brown palming the head. Tap double goes Brown. Oh, high crotch, sorry. And they're back on their feet. Johnson stuffing the head. Looking for a head and arm out of that, nothing doing. Brown secures the 3 takedown as they go out of bounds. Johnson's gonna reset on bottom. Johnson to his feet. Brown looking to mat return, misses it. There, gets him back down to the mat. Has that 2-on-1 cross wrist hold up. Johnson back to his feet. Mat return by Brown. Brown keep looking for the mat returns, but Johnson still keeps fighting to his feet and finding ways up. He gets the escape on that one. They're gonna reset neutral. Score is 3-1 in favor of Brown. Collar tie by Johnson. Seems like Brown is looking more to wrestle from space, whereas Johnson is kind of closing the gap and getting as close as possible as he can. A fake attempt by Johnson. Brown keeps palm in the head. Drag attempt there. Misses it by just a hair. Little single attempt by Johnson. And that'll do it for the first period. Some confusion with the score. The 1 on the escape was not granted for Riley Johnson. So they're putting that on the board and getting reset. Brown will have the first choice in the period. He's gonna defer choice to Johnson. Johnson chooses bottom, smart choice. He was able to get away last round, so this might make it a 1-point match if he's able to get an escape, and could tie it up if he can get a reversal right here. There, right to his feet within the first 10 seconds. Doesn't get away yet, but constant motion on bottom, finds himself to his feet 2 times after being returned. Here's the 3rd time. Fighting hands. Brown returns him again. Johnson back to his feet. Johnson catches a head, goes single. Brown whizzers down and squares up with him as best as he can. No points yet for Johnson, though. He might be thinking just to let go of the leg and to get his 1 on the escape, but nope, he keeps on that leg. Pike position, he pulls it out to the inside. He's got the head, and there's 2 on the reversal for Johnson. Gonna tie it up 3-3 with a minute left in the 2nd round. Claw ride for Johnson. Breaks him down, puts a boot in. Half on the far side. Chop. Quad pod by Brown. Johnson chops him down. Johnson looking to control wrist. He goes back to that half in a tight waist. Keeps running the spiral ride type position just with a half. And he breaks Brown back down. They're on the edge of the mat. Johnson might be thinking keep him in. Doesn't want him to get that reset. He puts that boot back in. Is attempting to go doubles, has a power half to end the 3rd period, or to end the 2nd period, excuse me. Tied score 3-3. Brown will have choice. Brown chooses neutral. Any score here on the feet could kind of seal this match either way. They go back to that collar tie position. Johnson looks for a snap there, has it momentarily, but Brown fights out of it. High crotch attempt by Brown. Johnson looking to stuff it, pushes the head down. He's on his hips. Brown in a crackdown position. Johnson gets his hips back. Big double by Brown. That's going to be 3 for Brown, makes the score 6-3. Johnson needs to really work here on bottom if he wants a chance to get this one back. An escape and then a takedown would do it. But he needs to find his way to his feet in order to do that. with only a minute left. Brown has the cross wrist ride. Probably gonna go look for a bar again. We've seen a lot of bars by the Bulldogs so far. Johnson to his feet. Fighting hands, back down. Johnson back up. Brown takes him out of bounds. They're gonna reset. Johnson on bottom. Brown looks for that cross wrist ride right off the whistle. Johnson needs to find a little sense of urgency here. Get out, find a score. Johnson gets wrist control. Tough ride though by Brown. Not really giving anything to him here. 15 seconds left in the bout. It's looking like Brown is going to ride him out this period and take the match 6-3. Very competitive. Both guys very evenly matched. Could go either way in future bouts. So definitely an exciting one for a possibility of a rematch going into postseason. Ashley Hawkins from Sandpoint coming down from 138 where he wrestled Wyatt Laney before Wyatt had a shoulder injury that's causing him to sit this duel. So new seeing him down at 32. Cohen Roberts just finished off a second place finish at the North Idaho Rumble. So gonna be an exciting bout. Both pretty explosive wrestlers. Fake by Thompson right off the whistle there. Cohen looking to close the distance. Tough hand fight by Ashley Hawkins. Fake there by Hawkins. Slide by attempt by Roberts. High crotch attempt by Hawkins. Scramble here. Roberts catches the ankle off of Hawkins' high C. And a potentially dangerous call coming in. No points awarded. Looking like they're going to put them back on their feet. 2-on-1 for Roberts. He goes back to that collar tie, probably looking. There's a fireman's by Roberts. Gonna get him down. Gets a 3 takedown. And his legs are split. Maybe looking for a leg Turk here. He still has that leg Turk locked in. He's looking for it. Might get some swipes here on the edge. He needs to keep a foot in order to get points for it. Hawkins fights out of that the leg Turk position. Roberts still riding tough. Roberts points something out on the mat. Blood maybe. Doesn't look like either guys are bleeding. Little confusion. They get that cleaned up. Roberts getting some tips from Colton Matty over there in his corner. Looks like Hawkins is the one who's bleeding, so they're going to start blood time for Hawkins. Then we're going to get rolling again here in just a second. And they're going to start with Hawkins on bottom. Roberts was able to ride him pretty well the last 30-ish seconds, so we'll see what he has right off the whistle in the reset position. Mat return there by Roberts. Hawkins, a very explosive wrestler, but big double by Roberts on the edge. Hawkins an explosive wrestler, but Roberts able to keep his cool, keep on him, stay poised, and just follow the action. Claw ride right off the whistle. Hawkins to his feet. Mat return by Roberts. Hawkins bellied out again, working to base back up in order to find a score. Roberts looking to dig the arm out. Doesn't quite get it though. 5 seconds left in the period, maybe looking just to ride out here. Oh, there's a tilt. Had there been a little bit more time going at the end of this period, maybe Cone Roberts would have gotten a couple swipes, gone up by 2, 3, 4 more points. They're going to start on their feet going into the second. Little high C from space attempt by Ashley Hawkins. Roberts probably felt him out a little bit by now. Kind of sees he's going in for those shots from space. There's another one, a perfect example right there. Hawkins takes that shot from space, runs them out of bounds, no score. They're going to go back on their feet. Roberts up 3-0. Robert got ties on the tricep, snap down there. Catches the wrist, goes 2-on-1. Hawkins keeps control of that elbow though. Single for Roberts. No score yet. He needs to pop his head out. There's the 3 for Roberts. He's back into that 2-on-1 on the wrist again. See if he can get his tilt now that he has more time to work with 50 seconds left. He's looking to dig that wrist out. Doesn't quite get it. Hawkins bases up. Half. Roberts throws the half in, and as Ashley Hawkins comes and fights it, he gets control of that wrist. But Hawkins able to get out of that position too pretty quickly. Probably sees it coming at this point. Roberts has been working that 2-on-1 on the wrist every time he's been on top, so maybe a little predictable, but he works to his feet. No score. They go out of bounds as Roberts looks to mat return. At this point, you can really tell that Roberts has really slowed Hawkins down. The beginning, it was kind of firing shots every couple of seconds, fake, set up. Now he's kind of slowed down, and Roberts kept his pace up. Roberts gets choice. He's going to choose bottom. Work for an escape here. I'm sure Ashley Hawkins is probably going to look for an armbar. We've seen a lot of armbars by the Sandpoint Bulldogs so far tonight. Roberts works for that belly hand. Gets control of that wrist. Hawkins sits on the ankle. Roberts' knee slides out to his feet, turns and faces, gets the point, puts him ahead 7-0. One more point will put him ahead by a major and give 4 team points to Lewiston instead of 3. That would just be on a regular decision. So there's another fireman's, gets stuffed. Roberts stops on his knees. They go out of bounds. Resetting into neutral, back in the center. Hawkins palms his head. Roberts fights hands, double from space. Roberts stuffs it. Shin wizard by Roberts. No score. Looks like Roberts is kind of headed out of bounds. Doesn't want to give up the takedown here. He's in no position to really have to do anything crazy here. He's ahead by enough. So maybe thinking just be smart, stay in good position, don't give up anything too crazy that could tie up the match or cause him to lose it here at the end. 45 seconds to go in the third. Tough hand fight by both wrestlers. Snap there by Roberts. Shot. And off of his shot, he looks to go behind, misses it, they head out of bounds. Back to their feet, 34 seconds remain in the third. The pause in the match, maybe more blood time. Yep, blood time. Ashley Hawkins heads over, gets cleaned up. Roberts goes back over to his corner. Gets some advice here. 34 seconds to go, so Ashley Hawkins is going to have to go big here in order to get it back at this point, but it's not looking too good for him this far in. Roberts just stayed in very good position. Hasn't given up much. He's gotten to the leg a couple, or Ashley Hawkins has gotten to the leg a couple times. It's finishing that he's not able to completely secure. Underhook there by Hawkins. Roberts fights out. Slide by there by Roberts. We've seen that a lot so far this season. Hawkins shoots him out of bounds. 19 seconds to go in the third. Roberts back to that wrist. Ashley Hawkins probably looking for a throw here out of that underhook position, but with 5 seconds to go, probably not gonna get it. Roberts, though, is the one that goes for the head and arm, gives up 3 points there at the end. It's all right, though. Still takes the match 7-3. Hawkins gets the takedown there in the very last second.
Next up, the 138 division, William Gish, going up against
Jace Hendren, another big name here for the Bengals. State bronze medalist last year, taking on William Gish of the Sandpoint Bulldogs. Hendren, for majority of the season, has been at 126, but decided he couldn't make the cut anymore. Bumped up to 32, and then today, our 138 Wyatt Laney is injured, so he's bumped up, took the initiative to wrestle kids a little bigger. Looks like Gish took a finger to the eye there, had to stop the match right away. Hendren into his underhooks, bread and butter right there. Right out of the underhook position. Little bailout head and arm attempt by Gish. Hendren ducks it right into a 2-on-1 tilt. If you watch Hendren, he's able to catch really good kids with that 2-on-1 tilt and rack up points on them all the time. So he is tough on top and hard to beat once you are underneath him. He locks up that bar, walks it over. Looks like it's going to be the same hold as his 2-on-1 tilt. So he's not going to get additional near fall for it. But he might just be looking for the fall at this point. There he shows the ref. He let go. Probably going to work more for the pin here. Goes back to that bull rider to a arm bar. Runs it again. This time he's going to get additional near fall on it. Should put him ahead by 11 at this point. Cuts him. They run out of bounds. They're going back to center. Team score right now is 21-21. So all tied up. He might be feeling a little bit of pressure. Oh, Gish looks for that head and arm. Hendren ducks his head, gets out, puts him ahead 14-1. Might be looking for the pin here. There he gets Gish on his back, gets the fall. 16 points are going to go up for the Lewiston Bengals.
Next up in the 144 division, Daniel Borisov and Gunnar Whitlock.
So Daniel Horzog versus Gunnar Whitlock. Gunnar Whitlock, another big name for the Bengals, 6th place at the 2024 state tournament, and just super aggressive on his feet. See right away he gets Horzog to his back. He's going to go up 3 points within the first 10 seconds. He's looking for the leg Turk. He's going to get some swipes here. Horzog fights down. Isn't giving up anything yet. Whitlock gets his 4 near fall, resets, goes up 7-0. That 2-on-1 on the wrist. Might be looking to tilt or maybe dig out, go armbar. Goes to that claw ride, chop. Puts his knee in the back of Horzog, maybe just looking to break his spirits at this point. Again, Gunnar Whitlock, super aggressive and explosive, and once he's in like his go state, he's pretty much unstoppable. Locks up a cradle. Gets it. Should get some near fall. 3 near fall goes on the board. Whitlock ahead 11-0. Maybe looking for one more 4-point near fall and take the tech on the night. Ref holds down 3 fingers, putting Whitlock ahead 15-0. So there's, is that going to be a tech? Oh, 14-0, they fixed the score. Gunnar chooses bottom, up by 14. The Lewiston corner wants him to choose top. They probably want him to get more of the big double straight to his back. He's going to probably get the fall here. Another 6 points for the Bengals. Blows a kiss to the crowd. Again, Gunnar Whitlock just has fun. He enjoys it. Next up, we got Mason Fowling at 150, wrestling John Holman. Fowling just took 3rd at the North Idaho Rumble this past weekend in Coeur d'Alene. So he's probably got some confidence from that. Took out a ranked kid in the 6A division, one that he's been losing to previously, so he has been on fire recently. Probably looking to keep that streak going. Little music break. Both fighting wrists right now, trying to get the wrist control. Little single attempt by Holman. Gonna catch Fowling on his back. Slides that, goes straight from that. Single into the half, and that's gonna be a full Nelson right there. So it's gonna be 1 point to Fowling, making the score 3-1. Doesn't look like he got any near fall off of the half. Happened a little quickly. Fowling pretty good on bottom though, so let's see if he can get up, reset, and maybe finish this round with a little bit of a closer score than it is now at 3-1. Fowling bases up. Holman working that bar. Holman catches the far wrist as well. Fowling circles out. Kind of gets out of that trouble position, back to their feet. Score being 2-3 now. Mason catches that far hamstring, gets 3 on the takedown. Score 5-3 now. So a quick turnaround there, as Holman was up at 1.30, but within less than a minute, he is now down 5-3. Fowling gets a hold of that far tricep, maybe looking for a cradle here. Fowling pins a lot of ranked kids in these cradles, so he's very tough on top. Oh, Holman gets a little funky there, tries to reverse it. Fowling still looking for that cradle. 2 seconds on the board, probably not, doesn't get it. They're gonna go back, and red is gonna have the choice. Holman chooses neutral. Pretty evenly matched on their feet. Both have a takedown so far. It's Fowling's escape and that penalty point that's put him ahead at this point. Fowling goes to that cross-body high C. Kind of in a little scrambly position. Holman maybe looking spladle here. He's not quite in the right position. And Fowling ends up popping his head and getting the 3. Score is now 8-3 in favor of Fowling. Again, Fowling really shines in the top position. He turns ranked kids and like state placers all the time on top and can rack up a lot of points really fast. So it would not be surprising here if he ended this match on top right now. Locks up that cradle, runs it. He's gonna get at least 4 here, it looks like. Holman fights off his back, but Fowling is not gonna let go of the cradle that easy. They're back on his back. Fowling looking for the pin. He needs to put his forehead into Holman's temple in order to really lock up the pin. That should be 4 going on the board for Fowling. Scores now 12-3, putting Fowling up by a major decision, which will be an additional point going on the team score for the Bengals. So instead of 3 points, which would be a regular decision, which is any score or any win with a score from 1 to 7 points, to a major decision, which is anything from 8 to 14 points. Fowling just looking to ride out the last 10 seconds, not give anything up here. And time expires, and Fowling's gonna have choice. And he's gonna choose bottom. Fowling not as explosive as other wrestlers we've seen, but he stays in super good position, waits until the window is open, until he gets his moves. So even though he doesn't go for as many, he is more successful with the ones that he does get, because he really waits for them to really be open before he goes for it. Holman gets that wrist behind the back. Fowling fights out. Holman sinks it into, or slides it right into the half. He gets the half in the wrist. Fowling needs to fight that half hand right now, but he seems to be pretty comfortable where he's at. He gets the leg of Holman. Maybe looking fat man roll, kind of switches out. Holman keeps his hips, follows him with his hips. Fowling catches the leg and catches Holman on his back, so this might be the end of the match here. Could be a tech. He's at least going to get a tech if he doesn't pin him here. The Bengals are probably going to want the fall, as they did lose to the Bulldogs earlier this season, so that extra point could go a long way. Fowling scoops his head with his leg. and posts that far arm and gets the fall. Kind of celebrates, finger guns to the crowd. Score is now going to be 33-21 in favor for the Bengals. I know on the scoreboard out here it says Bulldogs, but that is a mistake with the scoring. It should be, 39-21 for the Bengals. 157, Cedar Betzold takes the mats against Coulter Cates. Cedar Betzold also had a pretty impressive weekend this last week. He knocked off the #1 seed at the North Idaho Rumble in order to secure a 4th place finish, and he is taking on Coulter Cates. Little double there for Coulter Cates. Lat whip for Betzold. Gonna get the takedown and maybe plus some. No near fall awarded though. So Cates goes on bottom. Only 12 seconds into the first round. And good action from both wrestlers right away. Betzold sinks a boot in and looks for that crossface tilt. He's gonna get at least 2-3 swipes, but looks like Cates gets a little funky, fights out of it. Betzold is gonna be ahead 6-0 at this point. If Cates can finish the single, it might be 6-2, or if he just decides to let it go and just get the one on the escape, then it'll be 6-1. Betzold whizzing down, might be looking cut back here. Misses it though. Oh, there it is. Cut back into a Jonesy tilt. And gets an additional 4 near fall, putting him ahead by 10 points. 53 seconds into the first period. Both wrestlers have been getting pretty funky and finding kind of interesting ways to score. That last little situation with the two where it looked like Cates was going to score, and then Cedar Betzold ends up making his move out of Cates' offense. So they're both able to find moves off of the other person's moves. Cedar Betzold back into the leg ride tilt. Gonna get some swipes here. Might go. Ref holds down 4 fingers. 4 points up to the board. 14-0. Betzold leads. He might be looking for a pin now. Those extra team points are gonna go a long way. Even though at this point, it's looking like as long as the Bengals keep on with their tear that they're on right now, they're probably gonna take the duel, which will be a good little revenge duel for the Bengals. He's get those legs back in, looking for the tilt again. There's 2 swipes, and there's the tech for Cedar Betzold. Score 16-0, 5 team points up for the Bengals. And next up, Caleb Peterson and Jensen Sheets are going to take the mat.
Next up, from Sandpoint, Jensen Sheets from Lewiston, Caleb Peterson. Online from the
All right, action underway at 165 pounds. Tough hand fight. Both working those ties here. Looks like Sheets is kind of wanting to wrestle from space again, but Peterson keeps closing the gap, keeping him close. There, double attempt, comes to the feet, gets that single hooked up. He needs to run his feet towards a single front. 3/4 attempt by Sheets. Peterson not going though. Little spin out move there by Peterson. They're back out in front. No score there from that situation they were in, but pretty good action so far by both wrestlers. Time. There's a warning for Sheets, maybe to keep his head up. Might be some headbutting going on. No score yet, 10 seconds left in the first. Both guys have shown a fair amount of action, just are unable to finish anything so far. So it'll be pretty interesting going into the second and third rounds how things go.
Yeah, that should be pretty interesting. Still 0-0 going into the second period.
Peterson chooses bottom to start the second. And Gunnar Whitlock here, fresh off the mat, coming to join us.
Yeah, I figured what better way to watch wrestling than, you know, right here.
Escape for Peterson, 15 seconds into the second. Inside ties for Peterson, collar for Sheets. Right into an underhook.
That escape might have been the differ. I mean, there wasn't a lot of activity there in round one, so.
Yeah, both guys are able to kind of get to the legs. It's finishing that's been the issue. Right as we say that, Sheets in on that single position.
Caleb
Peterson
does a good job defending that single.
As we say that, Sheets drags out of Peterson's front headlock position, gets a 3 on the takedown, and then throws boots in and gets swipes right away, putting him ahead 7-1, 45 seconds left in the second.
Yeah, Sheets putting a tough ride on Peterson here. As I say that, Peterson gets an escape.
Peterson back on those wrists, straight to that double, single, right to the takedown. The second period, they've put up a lot of points. So far, 12 points on the board just in this period alone.
Sheets leading 5-7 going into the third.
And he's going to get choice here. He's going to go on bottom. Cross wrist ride for Peterson. Maybe looking for a cheap tilt here. Sheets still hand fighting pretty hard on bottom. Sheets might not be feeling too much of a sense of urgency here. He's ahead by 2 points. Might be just looking to just stall out this last period, take the win by points. And Peterson is going to need to really go for something here, get some swipes or cut him and take him down again.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know. What would you do if you were in this situation? 1 minute.
Well,
and
there's
he gets a tilt.
There's the tilt right there. Doesn't quite have it long enough to get the swipes, but might go for it again.
Nice crossface there.
Yeah, that was aggressive.
45 seconds left.
Looks for the half. At this point, it might be best for Peterson to cut him right there. He doesn't cut him for long enough in order to get the escape, so he might have to do it again. Lewiston's corner signaling to let him up again. Peterson may be a little confused on the score, thinking that he was offered the escape.
Goes for a take.
Lat drop off the pressure. No score there. Back to the center. 12 seconds to go. Score 5-8. Takedown would tie it up here, send it into overtime.
Peterson needs something big here. Goes in for a shot.
Takes it from space. 5 seconds to go. No score
Doesn't get it.
to round out the third. Very competitive match. But Sheets ends up taking it 5-8.
Next up, the 175 division, Charlie Becker, going up against Dave Butler.
Thank you, Sean. You have a good one.
All right, Tate Cuthbert, another pretty big name here at Lewiston, takes 8th at Raleigh Lane a couple weeks ago. He's ranked 5th at 175.
I believe so,
Yeah. And he's taking on Charlie Becker from Sandpoint. Heavy clubs from Cuthbert. Cuthbert's also been resting a little knee injury for the past 2 or so weeks. So this is the first time he's back on the mat since then.
Yeah, I believe it was the Classic, right? When they thought he tore his ACL or whatever that was.
Yeah. He gets in on that single. Becker wizards down. They're back to their feet. No score.
He goes in for a shot. Doesn't quite get it.
A fireman's attempt. Doesn't quite clear that top hand. So Becker's able to stuff it.
Tate still gets the takedown. Look at that.
45 seconds to go in the first. Cuthbert looks like he's looking for a 2-on-1 tilt. Becker not giving though. $20 seconds. Might be looking to just ride out the rest of the period. Back to the claw ride. Becker keeps moving his feet. Is able to get that escape there at the end. 6 seconds to go. The score is 3-1 in favor of Cuthbert.
Becker looks a little fatigued going into this second round.
Yep. Cuthbert definitely has pace on him so far, so we'll see how cardio plays out here in the next couple rounds. Cuthbert defers his choice first round, and Becker takes neutral. Looks like Cuthbert maybe wanted to go for a lat drop there. Just clears out of the ties though. It's elbow control, goes 2-on-1. Moving him around with it. Becker traps the head there for a second. Cuthbert unable to do anything with that 2-on-1 though because he doesn't have the right head position.
Goes in for a shot.
Runs him out of bounds.
Becker gets to a leg. Doesn't quite get it.
Back to the center. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. Cuthbert ahead 3-1. Single there for Becker. Gets in deep. Cuthbert in danger there. He's going to get the 3. This is going to give him the lead for the first time in the match. 4-3. Haven't seen Cuthbert on bottom yet, so we'll see if he's able to get his escape, tie it back up.
Goes for a cradle.
Cuthbert in some danger here. Breaks the lock. Lewiston corners yelling at Cuthbert to go get his 1. They don't want it to go into the third in a deficit here. Granby roll attempt. 15 seconds to go. Cuthbert to his feet. Becker catches.
Out of bounds.
Becker's still riding on the ankles. Cuthbert unable to get anything there. His best chance was probably there at the out of bounds line, but Cuthbert took a dive out of bounds. So going into the third, Becker's gonna lead 4-3.
Lewiston Lewiston coach talking to the ref. What do you think he was asking for?
Cuthbert chooses bottom. An escape will tie it up. A reversal puts him ahead. So let's see if he's able to show more on bottom this round than he did last round. Becker going claw ride. Cuthbert to his feet.
Gets to a leg.
As Cuthbert turns and faces, though, Becker gets right onto that leg, brings him back down. Cuthbert on his stomach. Becker throwing in the bar. 1.5 minutes to go.
Cuthbert almost to his back.
Becker almost caught Cuthbert on his back there. A minute to go. Cuthbert unable to find his way out yet. There, creates some space there. Quad pod knee slides out. Gets to a leg. Doubles off. Works behind. That should be 2
Gets
there
a
on the reversal,
reversal.
yeah. Puts Cuthbert back ahead with 45 seconds left. Becker to his feet, though.
Out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Wow.
1 point to Becker on a technical violation there. Maybe fleeing the mat. Ties the score back up. So Cuthbert's going to need to ride him out the rest of this period or find a tilt. So take it into overtime or win it on near fall here at the end. Lewiston coach comes and tries to clarify the call with the ref. The score's going to stay 5-5, tied up. Cuthbert's going to need to either find a turn here or ride him out for the rest of the period. Becker seems pretty explosive on bottom, though. Hasn't given much doubt that he can't get away from Cuthbert. And right as I say that, he gets that escape, goes head in the hole. 23 seconds to go.
Cuthbert's going to need something here. Not even 20 seconds left. Big snaps, goes in for the
single.
leg.
Gets it up. He needs to keep it in. Becker probably looking to get out. 8 seconds to go. Score 6-5. Becker ahead. Cuthbert showing a lot of heart out there. No score though. That was just saved by the bell as Becker. And he's gonna take the match 5-6 over Cuthbert.
Wow, what a close match there.
Yeah, very exciting. The crowd got involved. And to round out this duel, we have
Bryce Cuthbert and Jeremiah Palmer. These two have wrestled twice, I believe, both 1-1 on each other, so this should be a great match to watch. Bryce starts out fast and aggressive there with the snaps. You know, I was actually warming up with Bryce earlier, and those snaps do not feel good at all, actually.
Yeah, he's probably trying to get from those snaps into his slide-by position. He and Cohen Roberts work those slide-bys all the time and are able to score on tough kids with them. So him going to that collar tie position is really no surprise here, but he has that over tie right here. Looks like Cuthbert has the reach advantage on Palmer. Yeah. Russian for, or 2-on-1 Russian for Cuthbert.
Not sure what Palmer went for their foot sweep.
Yeah.
Not too sure what that was.
Cuthbert signaling for blood time.
So Bryce actually the takedown record holder as of last year. This season I've noticed I feel like he's a little more cautious and patient in his matches. Usually they come down right to the end, honestly.
Yeah. He also took 5th last year at the state tournament. So he's ranked 4th or 5th right now, I believe. So 6th right now. So he's a competitor for sure, and definitely one of the best in the state.
Yeah, Bryce over the past few years has worked pretty hard on what he's achieved, and I mean, it's paid out for him. He has gotten very good.
All right, they're going to reset back in neutral. Pretty solid hand fight for both wrestlers. Neither of them able to really close the gap, get to the leg, or get into any offense here. So really just a solid. Right as I say that, Cuthbert goes knee pick. Palmer squares up. No score though.
Looks like he might have gotten poked in the eye there.
A little eye poke. Slide by there by Bryce. Right to headlock.
Oh,
out of bounds. Yeah. Fun little scramble there for the 2. That's where Bryce Cuthbert really shines too, is that chain wrestling. He was able to go from a slide by right into that head and arm. Had he been able to do that in the center of the mat, that could have been at least 7 points or a fall there for the Bengals. Left no doubt that he's the one that wants this match more, as they are 1-1 with each other. So this is probably a pretty important match for each of them.
Bryce also a senior here tonight, so it'd be big for him to win this match. Probably make his night.
Cuthbert chooses bottom going into the second. Looks like he was attempted a little standing switch there, misses it. Palmer resets on top with 1 minute and 35 seconds to go in the second. Cuthbert back to his feet.
Gets the escape.
Yep, he gets the escape.
So Bryce gets a escape and a takedown, I believe.
Yeah, putting him ahead 4-0, 45 seconds to go. So pretty good round for Bryce Cuthbert here in the second. And a little ball and chain tilt. Gets some swipes. There's another 4 points for Cuthbert there. Going to put him ahead by 8 points, which would be a major decision and 4 points in the team race. Not that it matters at this point. Lewiston's running away with the team score. On the board here, it says the Bulldogs are ahead 44-27, but there has been a mix-up at the table, so the score should be 44-27 in favor of the Bengals. 1 second to go in the second. All right, Palmer's going to have choice in the third, and he's going to take neutral.
So still 8-0 going into the third.
Cuthbert's been pretty dominant in every position. He got an escape on bottom, some swipes on top, and a takedown in near fall. So he's definitely controlled this match very well in every position. Duck under attempt by Palmer. Slide by Bryce.
Gets it. Gets a takedown. What seems to just let him up. It's now 11-1, I believe.
Lewiston corner is asking him to get another one. They might be wanting the tech here. Really take the duel away by extra points there. He's back in that over-tie position, probably looking for a slide by again. Lots of pressure going into both wrestlers right now. There's that slide by, right to the takedown.
Gets it.
Gets it, lets him up again. 14-1, one more takedown is gonna be the tech tonight, so definitely prove that Bryce Cuthbert,
is the dominant wrestler here.
Yeah. Going from losing to him less than a month ago to beating him last weekend to nearly teching him here if he gets his takedown. That would show a lot of signs of improvement. And
just needs a circle behind his hips,
and
he
there's
gets
that
it.
3.
Yeah, wow.
Bryce really proved himself out there tonight.
Sure did.
The Bengals are going to take the duel 49-27 on senior night. So great night out. It's going to close out the home duels for the Bengals this season, and we will see you next year. Thank you.